Well, hello everybody and welcome back to part 7 of this Vanilla City speed build that I'm doing over on my TikTok and Instagram. And here we are adding more connections to our new transit hub that we built in the last episode. So we're adding in a tram stop just here because we're going to develop out these suburbs very soon. So you can see they're already getting use. We've added a bike path in along the side here and you can see this guy cycling along. It's nice and shaded, nice and protected, and that will get him right to the train station, right to the heart of the downtown. And here we're also adding in a metro station. We spoke about how we could extend our metro lines up and around this loop and maybe up and across the top of the screen in the future eventually as well, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So here we're going to build a small out-of-town business park. So I think this is the kind of thing you would expect to see here. Some of the smaller businesses that don't necessarily need or can afford a downtown office, they can build a smaller office on the edge of town here. They've got great connections, highway connections for people visiting, transit connections with the train station and tram links they've got. So I think it's a really great spot. We'll build them a nice little park along the water there as well for people to go and enjoy their lunch, and that's building and filling in nicely. So the next thing you can do, we see we've got quite a high amount of unemployment, so it's time to expand our farm industry area. So we're just going to develop the road network a little bit and add in some of the new assets that we've unlocked. And we're also going to develop a little area down here as well, which is kind of just away from the main area there. And we're going to add in some of the flour mills and also the unique factory, which is the bakery. So that needs animal products, flour, and just crops. So we're making all of those things. That's great. And then we'll just build a little generic industry area there too to accompany it. So now, because we've got that industry area, we do need to look at building more housing, and we're going to do that in the form of a suburb. So we're just going to build lots of little cul-de-sacs coming off these main roads that we've built, but we are going to add lots of footpaths to make sure that just because it's not the quickest route for a car to drive through and you don't have that car connectivity, you still have connectivity for pedestrians, for cyclists, and often what that'll mean is that the shortest or quickest route is to walk or cycle rather than drive, and that's exactly what we want to be encouraging our citizens to do. A cul-de-sac is nice if you want a nice quiet street, so you won't have cars passing through. And, it's a lot better for everybody, really, if there's fewer people on the road. So we're just filling this area out. It is a bit bumpier than it looked, so there are some ugly bits going on, but I'm quite happy with it in the end. I think it's turned out quite nice, and we just really want to fill it all in with lots of residential. And look at that, I'm really pleased with how that's turned out actually. So now we've got this island here and I want to do something a bit different with it. And we've got this festival area, which we can put in from one of the DLC and the fan zone as well. But we're not just going to leave our festival area like that. We're going to turn this whole island into a festival island, really. So here I'm developing what I picture being kind of a little late night area. So this is where people come after the main stage is finished. It's late at night. That's maybe a little DJ booth that I've just put in there. And it's kind of like the hidden glade, I think, something like that we were going to call it. And it's kind of a DJ's playing late at night. People come and hang out here. Yeah, it's kind of a nice, cool area that people go to. And then in here, this is what I'm calling the bandstand. So I imagine during the day, there's kind of acoustic, folky kind of artists playing there during the day and people just go and kind of hang out and listen. And then here you've got the campsite. All those people visiting the festival, they need somewhere to stay. This bit, if you've ever been to a festival, you can probably smell it, especially if you can imagine it on day 3, and that's the Portaloos. So not the nicest, but a necessity. Here we've got a little flyover. There's actually a festival going on, so there's lots of people down at the stages. We can have just a bit of a closer look at some of the areas we've built, and you can see it's really busy, really thriving, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. We'll level that up as and when we can. So this one's a good one. This was where I built a golf course for the city. So obviously this is a vanilla build, so there's no golf functionality, unfortunately. Maybe in a future DLC that would be something cool to add. But really you've got to use your imagination here. So I'm just building the golf courses using dirt paths to kind of mark the outlines, using some of the vegetation that we've got to kind of make a rough. And you've got to, it's not perfect. You've got to use your imagination, as with a lot of things in vanilla, but I'm really happy with it. There's actually a full kind of 12-minute build and how I did this, which I'll add a card to up at the top, and I'll add a link below. Give it a watch because I'm really happy with how it turned out, and it was actually surprisingly easy. So the next thing to do is this university. So we're running really short on space, so I'm just going to shuffle around some paths and some of the assets just to make sure we're completely maximizing this space as much as we can. It is challenging with terrain and everything, but we've now got this bridge as well here, which links over to the tram line, so that opens up a bit of developable land on the other side there. But I think there's some of those unique kind of special buildings, the School of Law and the School of Medicine, that we can add in. So if we just have a look in a moment, School of Law and School of Medicine. So we're going to add that in along the riverfront here. I think that will make kind of like a really impressive entrance into the city along the waterfront there with a big building. Line it with some pines. That's kind of the trees we're using in this area. And then we're going to demolish this last kind of vanilla base game university that we have and add in the School of Law here. We'll just need to reconnect kind of the tram line around the back of it, open up a bit of the space out the front to make it look a bit nicer. And now we wait and we'll reach the next level in no time. So that's really good. We've still got lots and lots more to come in this series, but I'm really enjoying it. I think we're really getting going with it. So keep an eye out for the next one. Whatever you're doing for the rest of your day, enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.